Hey everybody, I'm going to show you how to get this look. I'm going to do this fast, so all the products will be listed in the description box below. So first I'm using my concealer mixed with my moisturizer, and this is a darker shade. I want to give my skin a little bit of a tan. I'm going to blend it on my neck so you can't see anything, and I'm going to go over top with my foundation. This is closer to my actual skin color and it mixes well with the darker concealer. I'm going to make sure it's blended really well, and I'm going all over my entire face. Next, with my concealer in a lighter shade, I'm going to go under my eyes to cover any dark circles and blend it out to the top of my cheekbones for a subtle highlight. I'm also going to go above my top lip, down the center of my nose, and lightly on my chin. Next, with Lightscapade Mineralize Skin Finish, I'm going to give myself a soft candlelight glow and go on top of my cheekbones and pushing it just lightly underneath my eyes, right down the center of my nose and any of the higher points of my face. I like it because it's not too sparkly. Next, with dark Mineralized Skin Finish, I'm going to go in with a light contour, and I'm feeling where my cheeks naturally sink in, and I'm darkening it there. Once I push it into the hollows of my cheek, I'm going to diffuse it by using big strokes and buffing it all over. That'll give you the most natural contour. With my 227 brush, I'm going to go along the bridge of my nose. I like to push right along the edge so it stops just before the center of my nose, and that's another way to get a really nice natural nose contour. Now with Dip Down Fluidline, I'm going to fill in my brows. I don't have a lot of hair, so I'm going to totally create the shape, and I use very little product. I'm trying to show you here. You just want to smooth a tiny bit on your brush and smooth the tip to a point so you have a nice brush to work with. I'm pushing the color into my actual brow hair and thickening them slightly on the end. For the tail, I just like to drag out a small arch and bring the top line to connect with the bottom. Once you get the shape, I like to darken it where I need it. If I make a mistake, I just like to push the color into my brow instead of trying to rub it off and making a mess. Here you can just darken it where you want to and do the final touches. With Girl Boy Brow Set, I'm going to lightly lighten my brows and then hold them in place. Now this is my concealer mixed with my foundation to thin it out a little bit, and I'm going to clean up the shape and use it as a subtle highlight. I'm going to give it a little bit of a finger blend so you don't see any harsh lines. Same thing for the top, just lightly sculpting out the shape and giving a subtle highlight. I'll be giving that a finger blend too. Next, with Caramel Eyeshadow from Anastasia, I'm going to bring out the shape of my crease. And with Sienna Eyeshadow from the Mia Mia palette, I'm going to warm it up slightly. This is Moss from the Anastasia Single Shadows, and I'm tapping it all over the lid and lightly bringing it up towards the crease. I'm not going into my crease, but I'm letting it disappear into the crease. It's a beautiful gold green. Next, with Red Earth, I'm going to go along my crease and kind of cut out a shape, just so that there's a little bit more of a transition. With Black Diamond from Anastasia, I'm going to go along the outer half of my upper lash line for almost like a subtle liner. With Vanilla, I'm going to fill my waterline. I decided this was a horrible idea later on, but anyways. I am taking Glisten from the Mia Mia palette, and I'm lightly brightening the inner corners of my eyes. With Deep Damson, sorry I didn't show it to you, it's a burgundy matte eyeshadow from MAC. I'm going to lightly go along the lower lash line. And to buff it out, I'm using Cranberry by Anastasia. With a little bit of gold glitter, I'm going to tap all over just the lid to give a little holiday glitter. And I didn't realize that my lashes were not the ones I should have been using, but I stuck them on anyways. Realized after. I'm going to sweep some mascara on the top and bottom lashes, and last minute I decided to fill my waterline with Feline Eye Kohl. For my lips, I'm using Dusty Rose lip liner from Modos Cosmetics. And I'm lining my lips, keeping them extra fat in the center, and I'll be filling them in with Honey Love lipstick by MAC. Next, with Blush Baby Blush, I'm going to roll the color kind of half on my contour and right onto my cheeks for just a hint of pink. This is a really soft color, and that completes the look. Well, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow, and stay pretty.